Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the FrostBytez gaming experience. So we just got hit with a massive plot bomb, and the fact that the Emperor himself is behind it all, but he's behind it because he essentially wants to live forever. Not in like, oh, I want to be immortal kind of way, but he just didn't like the idea of not dying by the hand of someone else. He did not like the idea that he died because his body grew too old and just couldn't do it anymore. That upset him, and so therefore he went and kind of made himself immortal by making it impossible for people to move on into the underworld entirely. Anyways, forgive me, good sir, I can't let you continue. As we have the amulet that he looks for.
That glow. Brother Lee hid the amulet in plain sight and acted as his own diversion, just as Death's hand diverted attention from me. The obvious threat hid the insidious one.
The obvious threat. He really sees his brother as a big threat.
You know what you hold, child. What truly led you.
And see, that's where the big questions are. Like, is this still a battle of power between brothers? Anyways, I must end your evil. You have upset the order of things. I do what I must. That's very true.
But for whom, I wonder, do you blindly follow the will of your master? Is anything so simple? You were guided to me.
And yet you tried to kill me.
What did Lee tell you? That I murdered your people and caused the restless dead?
You kind of did.
Side effects.
He just sees those little side effects.
This is about power, and I will add yours to what I have stolen.
So yeah, I mean, some of it obviously is about power. He becomes, in his mind, he is a god. He's no longer an emperor, he's a god. But a lot of it did stem from the thought of, oh my god, I'm going to die of old age and I cannot let that happen. It then turned into a manifested power and then becoming that of a god. But it started off with the simple idea of, I don't want to wither, rot, and die. You know, I don't want old age to take me like that. All right, so we go. We got ourselves a gauntlet here, and it is only us. We have no friend with us. And a lot of them do start coming at you all at once, so you really got to utilize the AoE spread effect to try and really take these guys on one at a time. Because they do move, they do flip through a lot. So yeah, gotta be careful. There's a lot more too. It doesn't even end with these guys. They will just keep coming. But because we now have the strength of the bull, we can actually do more damage than intended. So we should be relatively okay. But it is still going to be an endurance round. Oof, gotta be careful. When they start using the sword, that's a lot of damage that we can take. Luckily, a lot of them are kind of just standing aside. But more are just going to keep coming. You know, it's not going to stop anytime soon. This is a gauntlet round. A lot like that we had to do inside the arena. Got to utilize some of our health right now. Come on. There we go. Just wanted... And see, when they move after getting hit, it can get a little bit annoying because you can't get them stuck in stagnation of your attacks. Ugh, especially when they start using the sword. Got to be very careful. I really shouldn't even be fighting someone that utilizes a sword. Oh my god, especially when they get me like that. Because again, the sword damage is a lot of damage. You can deal with just about anything else with the sword. In fact, we should actually look to use the staff and get some long range attacks in while we can. Oh, okay, that was bull. I had the range on him and he still managed to swipe me. Now that was pretty bad. Just gotta utilize my range as much as possible. Dodge, 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 dodge. Always gotta be careful of the sword users. When they have their own palm hands and poison, that's one thing. Because that does damage over time, but it doesn't do a lot of damage over time. And it looks like we are down to the last 4. So I just gotta be really careful. Again, just gotta be careful of the sword users. Because if they get a good swipe on me, that could be a good chunk of my health gone. I feel like the staff is doing a lot of work too, considering the fact that I can attack from such a range. Oh, no, we got one more that came in. In fact, we got 2 more that came in. And I'm running out of focus. But that's why we got Spirit Thief still. Get myself up to full as best as possible. Gotta be very careful because, again, when they use the sword, it can take more health away from me than I look to drain. The poison is one thing, but again, the sword is another bitch to deal with. Let's try and deal with him with the staff for the rest of what we got. Okay. Oh, and of course now he's going to go into his sword, but this should be the last guy, I believe. And then we can go back and just heal ourselves up to full using the shrines. Perfect. Oh, wait. Nope. We still got more. So there was still one more. I decided to come in late, unless there's another one that came from the side. This should be it. Come on. Okay. I think we're good. There we go. Whew. Alrighty, so that was the gauntlet round. There's still a little bit more, but because we can go back and heal ourselves first, it's not actually too bad. Alrighty. So yeah, we've actually figured out a whole lot more. There still seems to be a bit of a struggle going on between the brothers. The Emperor thinks that his brother is going to look to still try and take over the Empire from him. And, you know, we still got to do our part in trying to restore balance because we got spirits just wandering endlessly. No one can, you know, rest in peace until, you know, we put the water dragon spirit back to where it belongs, you know, away from him. Alrighty. Alright, next up on the chopping blocks. Now, I don't think this one is nearly as big of a gauntlet. I don't think there is as much as we need to fight.
You must learn your place in the order of things.
You must learn your place in the fact that age hits everybody at one point or another, and you are no different. I'm not done talking to you. Come back and be lectured. So now we go against the higher end Lotus Assassins, which, you know, just like any others, not exactly that tough. I believe these are the only 4. I don't think we go against any more besides these 4. But again, nothing really too special about them. You know, they do spin around more after getting hit. I'm just going to go ahead and utilize long range, because when they spin around from long range, the staff is actually really good at just lining them up for an easy hit. Come on. If I can get really good here, I'd only have to... Well, actually, I've got the other shrines right there, so I don't have to go all the way back. I can just utilize those. Yeah, they mostly got the poison hits, which, again, isn't that bad to deal with. Yeah, it can be annoying being poisoned, but, again, I'd much rather that than getting hit by the sword, because the sword just does so much damage instantly. Oh, we just got ourselves a nice little focus replenish. So we can still just take these guys, take care of them from a distance. But again, not that tough. Basically, I could see why they want to go into Jade Golems, but even the Jade Golems, you know, are really slow and easy to take down. So no matter what this guy has running the Empire, they're not that tough at the end of the day. And I think some of these urns are still, like, booby-trapped. We got ourselves a lot of silver that we're getting out of this. Like I said, I believe one of them is trapped. Yep. But we still got enough focus to be able to focus evade. Use the spirit font. Got ourselves back to full. And the Warrior of the Infinite Spirit. What actually is this? Charm and Chi. Beautiful. Any upgrade is a worthwhile upgrade to me. Let's go ahead and get ourselves focused to full. Because if I believe, this next fight is going to be with the Emperor himself. And we're going to need every edge that we can get. This is actually a really fun boss fight. Let's do it. I don't even look at him. Like, oh, you're there.
Can you not dispose of one defiant peasant?
I'm more than that. You should know. I've been through so much to get here.
I will face you myself, no matter your destiny. You will fall here today.
Alrighty, so now we are dealing with the Emperor himself. And he starts off by utilizing some sand-looking attacks. So, the way that this fight works, actually, is he has chi attacks, he has weapon attacks, and he has normal martial arts attacks. Whichever one he's using, you cannot hit him with that particular one. It's not that he's under martial arts, he is immune to me actually using my own martial arts. So I gotta go to chi or into weapon. Yeah. Oh, now that he's using a weapon, I cannot use a weapon. So basically, that's how it works. You know, he'll switch between each one. Now, you can utilize the power of the paralyzing palm if you so wish to deal with this guy. But again, to me, that's a little bit cheap, and he's not nearly as tough as the Ravager is. Oof. Gotta be careful when he starts using his staff, because he can actually hit really hard with it. Stay back, foul demon. And now that duration is up, we can actually get a good amount of damage with it. I would not recommend using AoE against this guy with the Ice Shard. Just use normal attacks and freeze him. He's immune to that. Ooh. Yeah, your style will not work on him. And you only get a certain amount of attacks in before he'll actually switch through. So it does give you some time. Ow. And he hits hard. So you got to be really careful about it. But I do believe that you can actually hit him with Spirit. So you can still replenish all when you need to. Ow. Still not using the staff? Okay, now he is. Oh, wait, nope, he went away from the staff. We got him down low enough. But up comes the next style.
This cannot be. I am Emperor's son. I am a god.
But you are not. You are a spirit. Alright, almost to the end. We got him right where we want him. And I gotta say, it's actually a very fun way to do a final boss. I can't use that. Oh wait, no, he switched through. Because, you know, you gotta utilize just about everything that you've learned to get to this point against him. And we got him. Whew, Emperor's down and our master is saved and all is well in the world. Because since we are capable of fending off spirits, and as you can see, his body was essentially deceased for a long time. But we took care of his spirit. We forced him to move on. And because of that, all is right in the world. Our master is safe. He's got a crystal. We have done it.
You have made me proud.
And myself proud.
Has gone as it should.
We have learned so much.
I can see that, my student. Your abilities have grown immensely. But it also does my heart good to see that you have remembered the basics of what I taught. Even the flaws.
But we're the protagonist. It doesn't happen this way. So, yeah. Biggest plot twist Will ever saw in his high school gaming career next to that of, you know, Atlas and Frank Fontaine in BioShock.
But life can be regained.
Yeah, I did not know that Master Lee was gonna betray us and kill us. And it makes, after playing it my first time and then seeing that happen, and after beating the game and going through and doing it a second time, it was really interesting to see and realize what everyone meant when they said that your fighting style was weird. It is like an opening that I cannot get to. That opening that everyone was talking about was the opening that Lee had left in us. So then when we took care of everything else for him that he could not do, he could then utilize the only flaw that he knew about against me to kill me instantly. And then, yeah. So yeah, he's been plotting revenge against his older brother for a long time because he himself felt like it was unfair that just because he was a younger brother, he felt like he was the one doing all the strategy. He was the one that helped bring the Emperor to what it was. But because he was younger than his brother, then that meant that his brother got to be the Emperor instead of him. And so he's been plotting revenge for a while now, and he's utilized us in order to do it. We get this ghost stuck in a loop where it comes into attack, but our kicks are so fast that it takes care of him instantly. Oh, I thought I had him on the third kick there, so I let up on my guard. But yeah, so basically, we've had a flaw this whole entire time. Everyone has seen it, but no one's been able to get to it. But only he knew exactly how to get to the flaw, which is why he was so happy that we kept the basics of what we learned from him, including the flaw, so he can get an instant kill on us. But again, this was a really big shock to High School Will. He did not see that coming whatsoever. Kind of like with Atlas turning into Frank Fontaine, it really hit him out of nowhere. And because of that, it really, took a turn on me, really. Duration, fantastic. Save the changes on that. I think everything else I can do is chi damage, which it is. So let's go ahead and just utilize some of that for the time being.
The dragon amulet is in his hands, reassembled. He will consume my power, but all is not.
So yeah, so now he's looking to do the same thing. He wants to be immortal. He wants to finally see what it's like to rule the Empire like his older brother had been doing. And he felt like it should have been him this whole entire time. And so that's what he's going for. He's looking to reshape the Empire in his own image. But again, he couldn't do it alone, so he needed to utilize us as much as he could. And now that he's utilized us, he doesn't want us to, ruin his plans, basically. Because he knew that, we're good people. Well, at least in this playthrough, we're good people. You can choose to go the evil route, and, that has other choices with it. But anyways, more stuff we gotta do now, because now we gotta come back from the dead. Like, we're dead. We die in this game. We go complete Chrono Trigger style, where the main character actually gets killed by the real main villain.
Your master claims the throne and my power. He will rule as a god, unless...
So basically, we gotta stop him from doing essentially what his brother was doing, and basically falsifying being a god. It's really what it boils down to. This guy is claiming to be a god because he really has the power of a god, and no one can stop him but us.
You have done well, mortal, but your journey is far from over. Time grows short, and we must act quickly if we are to stop your Master Lee.
Well, let's be quick about it then. Yeah, what's going on?
Your master, Sun Lee, the glorious strategist.
And she tried to give us hints about it. So if you really pay attention in your first run of this game,
My power, as his own.
you should be able to notice that you are going to get betrayed by someone relatively soon. And the one that betrays us is our own master that told us to do this whole entire ordeal in the first place.
Of the path to the underworld.
Now, the thing about Frank Fontaine and BioShock that makes it all the more sweeter is that Atlas is with you the entire step of the way, and then at the end of it, you find out that he has actually been using you the whole entire time. Master Lee just kind of vanishes because he gets captured, and we talk about him every now and then. People bring mention to him every now and then, but outside of that, he's been gone. The reason why the Frank Fontaine twist is a bigger twist is because he was with you from the get-go, and he only really leaves your side when you're dealing with Sander Cohen. Outside of that, he's kind of telling you what to do every step of the way. So it becomes a bigger shock that this guy that's been with me this whole time and guiding me this whole time ends up betraying me because he's been using me the whole entire time. Same here, but Master Lee is not with us the whole entire way. He's only with us in the beginning and in the end. Anyways, why did betray me? Why did you bring me here? So what am I supposed to do now? Like, we know why he betrayed us. It's really obvious to see.
To impose his will on
But,
the Empire.
yeah, no, it is such an interesting twist, and it really caught me off guard entirely my first time playing it. Because I was one of those, I don't really listen to what's going on in the story. I just kind of want to fight everything and keep on going. So I wasn't really paying attention to a lot of the context clues that this game was giving me, basically telling me, hey, your master is going to betray you at some point or another. You know, like, there's those little hints there, but High School Will just didn't care, because High School Will was only worried about move, fight, you know, and that's why a lot of games that he played, he never really understood the meaning of certain things in the game, because he wasn't really paying attention for the meanings. He was just paying attention on what's the fastest way for me to kill my opponent. That was really all that mattered to me. Anyways, yeah, so he made me believe, okay, he planned all of this lies to spawn years. Send me to Dirge, why I still don't understand what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, it's been spawning for years. No kidding.
Lee has planned this for
20 years
When
worth.
Dirge fell, he rescued you only because he believed you were a tool he could use.
Oh boy, this whole time we're just a tool.
You will learn this and more, but we must move quickly. When he discovers what I have done, he will try to seal this realm and prevent me from sending you to Dirge.
Well then, we gotta move fast, we're talking too much. Alrighty, so, yeah, why are you sending me? Well, because we're the only spare monk that... we were just freshly dead, and they said that she has the power that can bring us back because we're so freshly dead. And because we made it this far, we're powerful, we're strong, we're a protagonist. Of course that's why. And she's getting straight dicked.
Hurry. If you restore the fountains of Dirge, I can restore you to life. If you do not, Master Lee will become unstoppable.
Or stoppable, you know, I mean, it all kind of depends.
Seek out Abbot Song.
And we don't have any time for music right now.
He will help you. Restore the fountains of Dirge. Restore my power, and I will speak to you again.
Fair enough. So basically we gotta look to restore her power so that she can bring us back to life. Alrighty, but we are going to have to call it a part right there, ladies and gentlemen. So when we come back, we're actually going to start looking to bring ourselves back to life. So I do hope you enjoy the rest of your evenings. We're going to catch you all in the next part.